So I just want to analyze this scene because I think it's very important to Travis's character, and I want to say some things that maybe not a lot of people picked up on.
Gotta be honest, for a moment in time, I didn't expect to see another sunset.
During that time, Travis was possessed by the demon Warlock. He had fully accepted he wasn't going to take back control. The sunset is symbolic, representing freedom, peace, and survival. It really captures the fragility in life and Travis's life-threatening experiences and trauma. Living to see the sunset was a miracle for him, a miracle for everyone.
No matter how much I fought, I just couldn't take control back. Was that how you felt too, Dad?
I don't know if a lot of people picked up on this, but there is a parallel here. Terry and Travis talking about personal things on a balcony to the transition of Travis talking about personal things on a balcony by himself, but still sort of indirectly talking to Terry as if he were still here. I also want to talk about something else though, so let's replay that.
Was that how you felt too, Dad?
Travis looks at the sunset and directly talks to his dad in a way. Looking at the sunset is Travis's way of still being able to talk to Terry and maybe also represents Terry's own freedom. That's if Terry even still has a soul after his sacrifice, and souls and spectre forms are the same or connected. I say that because Michael, or the demon Warlock, was already in a spectre form. If they really took down Michael, it would have had to destroy his spectre form, meaning it would have destroyed Terry's as well. Terry might not even have an afterlife.
You know, when I was in that darkness, I felt memories I had forgotten come back.
Okay.
Things you tried so hard to make me forget.
I think this might be in correlation to his mother, but I think it's also something else.
I want to give him all the memories that were stolen from him.
I remember, Dad, how you were always so warm and loving towards me. I remember how much you talked about Mom. Yes. And everything you did for me.
Before we continue, there is also another parallel I need to talk about. Both times on the balcony, Travis had mentioned his mother.
Reminds me of Mom in some ways.
Oh, and reminds me of Mum in some ways. This is in reference to Caitlin, obviously. Back in MCD, Travis also mentions that if he were to ever have a lover, he wanted them to have some of the same traits as his mother. Just thought that was cool to point out.
I hope when I find a woman that I want to settle down with, she'll have some of the traits my mother had.
Now, let's get back on track.
For a while, I felt like a spoiled child. I didn't understand the reason you were spoiling me. It's because from time to time you would turn into a different person. Literally, I guess.
Travis mentions that his dad would always spoil him and was loving. He didn't know why at the time and then explains it was because he would turn into a different person. Michael would take over Terry's body, making Terry come off as cruel and strict.
Travis used to tell me stories about his father back in high school. He was a professor in witchcraft. He was also incredibly strict and mean. Terry doesn't seem like that at all. It makes me wonder what is going on.
It's because from time to time he would turn into a different person.
Now, Travis has differentiated between Terry and Michael's possession. When Terry was in control, he compensated for that with gifts and affection, feeling guilty for Michael's demeanor when Michael possessed him, and to make up for that time he wasn't himself. It seems in high school, Michael's possession over Terry possibly peaked, or at least when Travis started to notice how Terry was cruel. It's heartbreaking knowing Terry's time with his son was limited, and that his hands were being used to hurt the person he loved most. Before we continue, I also want to add that there are other ways to notice Terry was being possessed, even subtle, partly, not full possession. Terry was a witchcraft professor, and now suddenly on Starlight he was there on business.
Well, he is here on business matters, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, what business does he work for? He has like the best job ever.
He works in marketing.
Terry is only a businessman under Michael's own influence. Even though it might not have been obvious, Michael still had some sort of influence over Terry to make him say that in some scenes.
Your father and I don't hang out often, only for business meetings, but still. I happen to have connections with someone who owns part of this place, so getting the reservations wasn't an issue at all.
Why would Terry bring up business meetings? That's Michael's thing. It probably wouldn't be a good memory for Terry to want to bring up in a casual conversation, or if it wasn't too necessary. And Terry claims he had connections with someone who owns the island, which is Michael. Seems a little fishy, doesn't it? It's just Michael having some sort of influence over Terry, even if it wasn't complete possession. There are a few more of these scenes to go over, but that's for another time. Regardless, it's obviously not every scene that Michael has an influence on Terry. There are scenes where Terry is in full control. An example is the end of season 6 and when he's on the balcony with Travis in season 5.
It's because from time to time he would turn into a different person. Literally, I guess. Though back then, I didn't know that. Those of us who underwent the experiments, our memories were erased, or at least some parts of them. But I wasn't lucky, was I?
Travis now suddenly remembers undergoing the Forever Potion experiments. Did this happen during the time Michael possessed him? Or was his memory never erased and it was just some memory locked up because it caused him trauma? And prior, he mentioned he remembers Terry always talking about his mother.
I remember how much you talked about Mom.
I think this implies that his mother very well did die before their Forever Potion experiments happened. Memories of his mother were also unlocked perhaps. Or it was just because we genuinely do see Terry talking about his mother on Starlight and in Aphmau's year.
Michael was trying to make me into the perfect vessel to host him. That lasted for years. But you always tried to keep him from me, Dad.
Ooh, that hit my heart. That hit my heart.
You desperately tried to protect me, to let me live a normal life, like I tried to protect her.
During Travis's possession, Michael threatened to hurt Caitlin. Travis was forced into silence for the most part to desperately protect her. Travis can empathize with his dad greatly because of that. Terry went through the same thing he did. Even though Michael said he wouldn't hurt Caitlin if Travis agreed not to get in his way, he still harassed Caitlin in front of him and put her in revealing inappropriate outfits. I can't help but sympathize with Caitlin for having that happen to her.
In those last moments, I knew you loved me. You always did.
These lines hit really hard. It comes from a place of love and grief. Despite Terry being under control at times, and I think it's safe to say with the information we have, half of Travis's life. Travis still understands that Terry loved him no matter what. Travis is finally realizing the truth of what was happening all these years. Terry never stopped resisting to protect Travis from danger, and in the end it cost his life. Terry wasn't just a victim of Michael, he was also Travis's father. He was a tragic hero who tried to prevent Michael from reaching Travis since he was a young child, and these lines tie into a lot of emotional themes that make me want to cry.
No one else should have to suffer through what you did. If anyone else out there suffers through the same fate, I'll stop them.
After he found out what his dad had done for him his whole life, his motivations have changed. His father's story and sacrifice had a massive influence on him. He's determined to stop anyone who tries to make someone go through what his dad did. And I think that's beautiful. It's incredible how Terry's story and sacrifice is such an important part in how the story goes, and especially Travis's life. I'm looking forward to see how this affects him in the upcoming seasons. The next seasons are going to be big for him. Without further ado, this is all I have to bring to the table, and my analyzation and reactions is finished. My God, I love the Valkrum family.